You're listening to Men of Abundance, episode 128. This is Pay It Forward, Aloha Friday. And today, we're talking about your problems.
Welcome to Men of Abundance, the podcast for those looking to level up their lives by hanging out with some of the greatest leaders and established professionals in our community, living a life of integrity, honor, and the abundance mentality. Prepare to pay it forward with your host, former Army medic turned lifestyle entrepreneur, Wally Carmichael.
Aloha, Men of Abundance. I am so excited to be back with you here again today. It is just a solo show if you are brand new to Men of Abundance. I am Wally Carmichael, your host and founder of the Men of Abundance podcast, the Pay It Forward community. And today is Pay It Forward Aloha Friday, where I basically go over a few things that I've been thinking about throughout the week. I jot them down and I mention a few of them right here on the show. Other places that I might have these conversations are on Facebook Live, Periscope Live. I get on there every once in a while, not as much as I used to, but I do like to jump on there. But for you new guys that are brand new, just checking out Men of Abundance, this is your first episode. Just know that this is a solo show on Pay It Forward Aloha Friday. All the other shows are interview shows where I interview men and women, mostly men, just living an abundant mindset, living abundant lives, doing amazing things for themselves, their family, and paying it forward to the community. Speaking of paying it forward and being abundant in your life, make sure you pay it forward today and share this with all the other men in your community. Share it with the women too. I don't know, I haven't said this in a while, but about 35% of the viewers that visit menofabundance.com are women. So the ladies are listening, and I do get comments. I have a few reviews in iTunes from the ladies as well. So I greatly appreciate that. Make sure you pay it forward today and share Men of Abundance with others. So you have problems in your life. You know what? That is great to hear. I say that kind of laughing, and you may be going, what the hell are you talking about? Why is it great that I have problems? The bottom line is this. Everybody has problems. Some people have problems that drain them, that drains their bank account. It drains their relationships. While other people have problems that they too have created, but those problems propel them in life and in their relationships. So think about this. Do your problems drain you all day or do they energize you? Do your problems drain your bank account or do they fill your bank with loads of cash? Do your problems destroy your relationships or do they build your current relationships and create new relationships? Look, like I already said, everyone has problems in their life. Some problems happen to you, while other people create problems in their life, then control those problems to their own advantage, as well as that of their family, their clients, and their community. So let me explain how I see the difference between draining problems and propelling problems. Draining problems, these problems don't really happen to you, as you might think. You just perceive it that way. The fact is, you created the problem. You create all problems in your life. Once you take ownership of that, you can turn those draining problems into propelling problems, but not until you take ownership of the fact that you created the problem. Now, a very common draining problem I've seen over and over in my own life and in other men is your massive credit card and unsecured debt. You created that problem. Sure, you can blame your car breaking down, you needed that brand new TV, your wife running up your credit cards and then leaving. The fact is, you pulled out the card or signed on the dotted line, right? Another common draining problem is this comment that I hear, my wife is always bitching at me. Well, guess what? You caused that too. Was she always a bitch to you? I bet not. What man marries a woman that bitches at him right out the gate? Nobody that I know of. The fact of the matter is, you're not the man that she married. Look at yourself and be honest with yourself. I'm being honest with you, so why can't you be honest with yourself? Chances are your wife still loves you, but she also resents you for not living up to your side of the bargain. And by the way, she does not owe you a thing. Your responsibility in your relationship is 100% yours. We can have that conversation a little bit further later. So that right there is just two of many draining problems you created in your life and your family. But the good news is you can turn draining problems into propelling problems. You just have to know how to do it, and you have to have the will to do it. So let's talk about what a propelling problem is. As I already kind of alluded to, propelling problems are those problems you control and even create in your life that move you toward your goals. Propelling problems improve your relationships, income, and help you grow as a man of abundance. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. What's more, bad stress from draining problems cause deterioration. So you have to stop this draining problem, turn it around into a propelling problem. Propelling problems are challenging problems that make you better. So let's work on those two problems that we talked about earlier, those two draining problems. Now, honestly, your massive debt is going to take some time. Brother, I know because I've been there too many times. It took me a while to learn this. I got in over $30,000 of credit card and unsecured debt, not once, but twice. And I worked my way all the way out of it, thanks to the strength of my wife. And I'm telling you, if it wasn't for her, who knows where we'd be at this point. The way you turn your draining problems into propelling problems is first, stop doing what got you there. Stop digging that hole. So if you currently still have reoccurring charges on your credit cards, stop those. If you don't think you do, you should go and check. Check your credit card statements every single month, if not twice a month, if not every single week. Check them because you have recurring charges that are going, and the tiny ones keep adding up. Next, your toys. Do you have toys and junk that you no longer use and that you can get rid of? And you should not have high-dollar toys until you can pay cash for them. Just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about here, just a few months ago, I went through my house, garage, and storage. I pulled out everything we haven't used in the last 6 to 12 months. I sold much of it on Craigslist and Facebook buy-sell trade groups. In one weekend, we put almost $3,000 back in our pocket by selling the crap that we did not need and we did not use. And here's the thing. I move every 3 to 4 years. Now, we hadn't really moved from one state to another in over 7 years, but we did move from house to house. And every time we move, we're fortunate that we're always getting rid of stuff. If you've been living in the same place for 5 to 10 years, 20 years, I know you've got plenty of stuff around the house that you could put up on Craigslist or Facebook buy-sell trade groups in your area, and you can get some cash back in your pocket so that you can pay off some of that debt. Now, there are many other ways that you can start earning a few extra bucks, but we're not going to talk about that right now. We have those conversations in the Men of Abundance Society and the Men of Abundance community. That's where we talk over the much bigger issues. Now, let's take care of that amazing woman that you said you would love, cherish, and honor till death do you part. She is amazing. All women are. They simply demand that you hold up your end of the bargain. I'm going to give you 2 simple ideas right here and now, but the real juice is mentioned in the Men of Abundance Society, so you're definitely going to want to go get in there, and I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. When's the last time you did something you know you were supposed to do before your wife reminded you to do it? That's the trick. Before she reminded you to do it. And I know that you have at least 3 ideas, 3 things that popped in your head just now. It's been there already. It's been in the back of your mind. What I want you to do is get at least 1, if not all 3 of those things done by the end of the week. If not, get them done this weekend. That is going to be a big win for you, and it's going to be a huge weight off of your shoulders just to get that done. You're going to see the difference in your wife just by doing whatever it is, as small or as big as it is. Get it done. Do what you said you were going to do. Now, here's a big win for you. Are you ready? When you get home tonight, walk in the door and go directly to your wife and give her a kiss, a hug, and say, I love you and I appreciate you. Now, here's the thing. If your kids are like mine, or at least your little ones, as soon as you open up the door, they're going to come running right to you, and that is if you have little ones. What I want you to do with your kids is I want you to kneel down and tell them, I will be with you in just a second. Mommy comes first. And go straight to your wife, give her that hug and that kiss, and say, I love you and I appreciate you, baby. Your wife will love you for that like you can't even believe, especially if it's been years since you've done something like that for her. And you know what? Your kids are going to love it too. They love seeing mommy and daddy love on each other because it makes them feel safe. Man, we could not possibly talk about every draining and propelling problem today. But if you would like to have this conversation man to man, I would love to have that conversation with you. Come on over and join us at the Men of Abundance community. It's free. It's hosted on Facebook, and you can get there by going to menofabundance.com. Click on the Members Only tab at the top of the page or menofabundance.com/members and request access to get into that Facebook community. And when you're ready to step it up to the next notch, take it to the next level, and really get control of your problems and so much more, you can join the Men of Abundance Society. We'll be talking more about that in the Men of Abundance community, so you got to get in there first. Now, talking about the Men of Abundance Society, before you are considered access to the society, I will have to get on the phone with you for a 20-minute call. That call will let us both know that the Men of Abundance Society is right for you. Again, we'll be talking more about that in the Men of Abundance community. Now, go out and live your life of abundance. And guys, make sure to pay it forward.